How old are you?
43.
You're 43. Like gives that
Wow, yeah.
an easy pass for 33.
I would have said, yeah.
I use cocoa butter. I've been using cocoa butter for like 10 years. That's like seriously. I mean it works, you know. Yeah. I was saying, well, I want to ask you, do you have any like you've been like your I don't want to say the knock on you, but like you've always been like a guy that like has been outspoken. Right? Is that a fair assessment, or is the or is kind of like the stigma of like you're outspoken? Was that fair?
This is very fair. Yeah. So at first, of course, no, I was not. I was listening to everything that everybody said, especially an old timer or someone older than you or whatever. But then I got to a point where I go, oh, I have a ceiling here, and nobody can do the job that I'm doing as good as me. So when I come back, I'm going to start yelling, follow that to everybody else, or throwing or saying, hey, does your champ do it that well? Okay, not. And they just walk. So you got to get it vented out. But also I'm at a place where at once, 10 years in, I'm at a point where there's no more promotions. Even though I think that maybe there will be one day, I at least am going to stand up for what I can. And I'm not going to, if I'm going to get in trouble, okay, great. What are you going to do? Take the best working guy of your show? Okay, that's fine. Let's see. And you didn't. But also I got to, I was like, I was standing up for a couple people, a couple ideas, things that made sense. And I just tried to whenever I could, because I'm like, I know I can, because I'm confident in my work and everything that I've done.
How much wrestling do you watch each week? Do you still watch the shows?
Now I famously do not watch wrestling and hate it. But it's more of a joke, because the last 3-5 years of what I was doing, I hated it. I hated it so much. And then I just kind of leaned into a joke on social media, like, oh, I don't know. They're like, what do you got tonight on Raw? I'm like, I don't know. I don't watch. It's just like a joke. But also it was like, I was just, there's nothing fun. I'm not going to like get to their Monday and they're going to be like, hey, it's you and The Undertaker in the main event, 4 segments. Let's go. It's going to be me versus one of the Street Profits, and we're going to cut time and lose my entrance and have 90 seconds and him up, and then I got to make sure I get a certain thing in. And then you go, okay, this sucks. I don't want to watch wrestling and watch other people having fun. So I leaned into the joke about it, because it's like, I'm not really doing anything fun. But I catch up on it, and I just started a job with Busted Open Radio on Sirius, and now I have.
Oh, yeah, you got off to a hot start too.
Yeah, big time.
You're going viral like your first week on that thing. That's a good thing, right?
I was trying to be nice. I don't have any agenda. No way.
Yeah, bro, I agree with you. We had Dave LaGreca on the other day, and basically my whole thing was like, so Cody Rhodes' story can't continue. It has to be done this year, because we don't know when we're going to see The Rock again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And here's the other thing. Rock didn't just insert himself. This has been going on for a couple of years. Just he had been able to get it done. And I myself find it way more interesting, the bloodline, who they're actually blood relatives, okay, how that ends than the Cody story, and that can wait, Let me ask you a question. Were you backstage when did you guys know that Cody Rhodes was coming back, or all of a sudden he just appeared?
Oh, everybody was talking about it for a while, but I mean, there was no confirmation, and we're buddies, but I didn't want to, I'm not like hey bro, are you coming out today? Like, I didn't do any of that kind of stuff, but I feel like we all knew it was going to happen even before it was probably in the talks.
Were you surprised at his quick ascension?
No. I feel like when you make a move, WWE, when you're coming in as something, whether you've been built up outside with vignettes or in NXT or from another place, they go above and beyond to go, you're here, we're going all in, and we're going to make you a star here, or at least present you as one, and then it's up to you. So no. I saw that coming. I feel like we all did. Yeah.
Now, what was the
really? Well, I'm going to go outside the box here with you. Which let me
by the way, just so you know, when he freezes is the best part of the show, but continue.
Okay. So I want to ask you this. Okay, you're friends. Cody's cool, and like he's doing great TV. But did you guys fight, like, because I'm an observer, like I've seen this business like for years and years, and it was always weird, this Cody coming back in the push, because traditionally WWE, if you left and came back, they would always like kind of that may make you go through a little bit of like a punishment, like hey, like
Humble you.
bro, they didn't to humble you, right? They didn't do that with Cody. And that was like the first time I'd ever seen like wow, that it was unusual to me. I was like, that's very strange that he left, started another company to compete with this company. They brought him back and they kind of like fast tracked him into okay, you're the top babyface.
Yeah.
What did the Lock? I mean, honestly, people had to be looking at each other going like, this is kind of like weird. What was it like?
There's two ways to look at that. One, looking at it as much like you said, if anybody leaves and they come back, I mean, if you're not Hogan or Goldberg or Jericho or
they
something,
usually get some humble pie.
Yeah, you're gonna get like, there's definitely, and like, we're gonna teach you a lesson like why you shouldn't have left, and then we'll
guys go to work and do their thing. Right?
Yeah, we're gonna let you know that we're calling the shots, and then you do this. And that's and I go, hey, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I go, I really think the way it's worked out, without even talking to anyone, just watching it apply, I go, they're making it a big deal. They're making everything happen a big deal. And okay, let's see the day after and see what he comes after Mania or whatever. And you go, it could be anything. It could be like, hey, you and R-Truth are fighting for the 24/7 title, and it's going to be great. And it might be, hey, you're going to pin Brock tomorrow. And you're like, oh, like that's where you go, oh, they're not just bringing it back. They're going all in here. Okay, this is what it's like when somebody's coming in with the real deal. And actually, it's so much better for a company to not book out of spite and book to where you're booking somebody that you're like, hey, let's get behind this young guy who's got the experience and let's give him the ball and let's go with it and try it. And as much as like say he dropped it, I feel like they still would go with it. But I didn't see him drop it at any point.
Of course not. And you're selling out everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like, how could you how could you point any criticism at this decision of making Cody the top babyface? Or like, it's like, what are you going to like? We got him in stadiums now instead of like just like it's
right.
You know what's funny to me, Nick?
He's doing that well, right?
That a company who in the past, and everybody changes, so I'm not trying to shit on them, but who had racist angles and stuff like that, and it's gotten a lot better, that they still play these petty games like, oh, you left, and when you come back, we're going to make it hard for you. Can you imagine if you left the Miami Dolphins and then 2 years later you got brought back and they said, well, yeah, you did go to the All-Pro last year with this other team, but you can sit on the bench for a while. You know what I'm saying?
No, even worse. They'll call the passes at your feet or into the crowd, and then you're actively, you're hurting your team on purpose. Right. Not even benching you. You're putting you out there and making you look like an idiot, which in some cases has happened in the past. But I really appreciate that, whether it started with Cody or something even a lower level, that now finally you got to that point of, let's not book for spite and get our digs in. Let's just go all in if we're going to go all in on somebody and give them a shot. Right. Because a lot of other people, 98 other times out of 100, they go, let's give this guy a shot. And you go, hey, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. And one guy goes, nah, not really. You go, okay, next. All right.
Yep, shut it down.
Him, and then we'll bring in the next guy and see what happens. And you go, oh, no, that's not how this worked. So I think the spike part slowly but surely was getting out of there. And now it's like, hey, man, if we're going to go with somebody, go with them. And you got a 2-year story back when we used Kofi and I would switch the IC title for every 3 weeks, and no one gave one about it ever because there was no story and no time, and we hotshot it. Now you're doing the opposite, and the entire wrestling world is invested in it. That is so great. The long-term storytelling, the long-term champions. I go, it doesn't have to be everybody, but clearly that's working, and clearly the stories are bringing people in. So,
yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.